Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. I pull into the driveway, my heart light and my mind still on the day's events. It's rare for me to come home early. Usually, I'm stuck at the office, working late to meet deadlines. But today, the sun is still high, and a light breeze dances through the air. I decide to take advantage of the unexpected free time. The house is eerily quiet as I step inside, a stark contrast to the usual warmth of laughter and chatter. "Honey, I'm home." I call out, but my voice echoes back at me, swallowed by silence. I shrug it off, assuming my wife, Mia, is out running errands or perhaps visiting a friend. She often does that, a little escape from the mundane routines of our lives. I toss my keys onto the kitchen counter and head toward the bathroom. The stress of the week has settled deep in my shoulders, and all I want is a hot shower to wash away the fatigue. I turn the water on, feeling the steam envelop me as I step under the warm cascade, letting it soothe my tired muscles. As I close my eyes, enjoying the warmth, a sudden noise breaks through the soothing rhythm of the water, a thud, heavy and jarring. My heart races as I abruptly turn off the shower, the silence wrapping around me like a thick fog. I grab a towel and cautiously step out, the chill of the air contrasting with the steam lingering around me. "Hello." I call out again, anxiety creeping into my voice. There's no response, just the echo of my own words. I move toward the sound, each step heavy with apprehension. My gut twists as I approach the bathroom door, half expecting to find Mia's warm smile or her busy hands preparing for dinner. Instead, I find the door ajar, the air thick with an unsettling stillness. Pushing the door open, I step inside and freeze. My heart plummets into my stomach, my mind racing to process the horrifying sight before me. A naked man lies sprawled on the floor, his body contorted unnaturally. Blood pools around him, a stark contrast against the pale tiles. It's a gruesome tableau, one I never thought I'd encounter in my own home. My breath hitches in my throat as I realize the man is someone I know, someone I've seen in passing, someone I'd trusted. "Who the hell are you?" I whisper, my voice barely audible over the pounding of my heart. It's then that the chilling truth crashes over me like a tidal wave. This man is Mia's lover. The pieces fall into place, her late nights, the whispered phone calls, the insistent messages she'd hidden from me. Betrayal burns hot in my chest, mixing with the horror of the moment. I stumble back, leaning against the wall for support as anger and disbelief wrestle for control. "How could you, Mia?" I murmur to myself, the question hanging heavy in the air. I'm shattered. The life I thought I knew is crumbling around me. I can't fathom the chaos that must have erupted in this room, the betrayal, the violence. Rage surges through me, a dark tide I can no longer ignore. I hear the front door open, the familiar sound of Mia's voice breaking the heavy silence. "I'm home," she calls, her tone light, unaware of the storm brewing in the bathroom. "Don't come in." I shout, the words bursting forth in a mix of fury and despair. I hear her footsteps falter, confusion lacing her voice. "What's wrong? Get out. Just get out." I shout, my voice cracking under the weight of my emotions. She appears at the bathroom door, her eyes widening as she takes in the sight before her. "Oh my God," she breathes, stepping back, her hands instinctively raising to her mouth. "Explain." I demand, fury spilling over, forcing my anger to the surface. "Was this your plan? To kill him and hope I wouldn't find out?" Mia's face drains of color, and for a moment, all I see is fear. I didn't mean for this to happen," she stammers, her eyes darting between me and the body on the floor. "Save it," I snap, the betrayal stinging like acid in my throat. "I've had enough of your lies. You ruined everything." A silence settles between us, heavy with unspoken words and shattered trust. I know in that moment that my life will never be the same. She has betrayed me in the worst possible way, and now, as the shock settles, I realize I need to make her pay. I want you out of my house, I say, my voice low but firm, as I watch her crumble under the weight of my words. Please, I can explain, she pleads, tears streaming down her cheeks. I shake my head, the decision clear in my mind. No more chances, Mia. I can't do this anymore. You need to leave. As she stands there, her world collapsing around her, I feel a cold satisfaction in my chest. I may have lost everything I loved, but I won't let her escape unscathed. The fire of revenge ignites within me, and I know this is only the beginning. This chapter of my life is over, and a new one is just beginning, one that will be filled with darkness, betrayal, and the desperate need for revenge. And I will make sure she pays for what she's done. The silence that follows my ultimatum is suffocating. Mia stands frozen, her eyes wide, disbelief written all over her face. I can almost see the wheels turning in her mind, searching for a way out, a way to justify the unforgivable. Please, she finally breathes, her voice trembling. You have to listen to me. I didn't want any of this. It just happened. Just happened. I echo, my voice rising, filled with an anger I can barely contain. You don't just happen to kill someone, Mia. You planned this, every part of it. I didn't plan to kill him, she insists, desperation flooding her words. It was supposed to be a simple affair, just a fling. I didn't think it would end like this. My jaw clenches at her words, each syllable a dagger plunging deeper into my chest. The betrayal is too much to bear. You didn't think, period, I snap. Did you ever stop to consider how this would affect me? You've destroyed everything we built together. She steps closer, her hands reaching out as if to grasp my arms, seeking connection, seeking sympathy. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was going to end it, I swear. It was over before it started. Save it, I snarl, pulling away from her grasp. You think I can just forget what I saw? The blood? The body? You think I'm going to feel sorry for you now? Mia's composure cracks, and I see the fear and regret flood her features. You have to believe me. I never wanted to hurt you, she pleads. He was just someone I thought I could have fun with. I didn't think. You didn't think, I interrupt, the bitterness lacing my words like poison. And now you expect me to sympathize with you? To understand? The tension in the air is electric, both of us standing at a crossroads where love and betrayal collide. I take a step back, looking down at the body sprawled on the bathroom floor, the reality of the situation crashing down around me. I don't even know who you are anymore, I say, my voice barely above a whisper. Mia's eyes shimmer with tears, and she takes a deep breath, trying to compose herself. I love you, she suddenly says, her voice shaky but determined. I love you, and I want to fix this. We can get through this together. I shake my head, the hurt and anger boiling over. How can you say that? You've betrayed me in the worst possible way. You've not only lied to me, you've taken a life. The silence stretches painfully, punctuated only by the distant hum of the world outside, unaware of the chaos unfolding within these walls. I never meant to hurt him, she whispers, her voice breaking. It was a mistake. A mistake. I scoff, incredulity flooding my voice. You think that's enough? A mistake. You killed him, Mia. Do you realize the gravity of what you've done? Stop yelling, she cries, the frustration spilling over. You think this is easy for me? I'm terrified. I can't even think straight. I didn't want to kill him, it just happened in the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment? I mimic, disbelief lacing my tone. You're justifying murder with emotional nonsense. What if the cops find out? What if they link this back to you? Her face pales, the reality of her situation settling heavily in the air between us. I can't go to prison. I can't, she cries, panic flooding her voice. I pause, the anger simmering beneath the surface as a darker thought creeps in. I realize that this isn't just about revenge, this is about survival, about protecting myself from her mess. You think I'll protect you after this? I'm the one left to deal with the aftermath, while you walk away scot-free? Her eyes widen in horror, and she shakes her head. Please don't do this. I'll do anything to make this right. Anything? I question, my mind racing with the possibilities. What does that even mean? What can you possibly offer me that would erase what you've done? She steps back, the fight leaving her. I don't know. Just give me time to figure it out. I'll make it right, I promise. I feel a dark satisfaction at her desperation, but it's tempered by the weight of the situation. You had your chance, Mia. And you blew it. You think I can trust you again? I won't let you down this time. I swear, she pleads, her voice trembling. Just give me a chance. I pause, considering her words. But as I glance back at the body, a wave of nausea rolls through me. I can't go back to the way things were, not after this. You need to leave, I say firmly, my heart heavy. Get out. Now. Where will I go? She asks, desperation tinging her voice. I don't care, I snap. You made your choices. You deal with the consequences. As she stares at me, the weight of my words sinking in, I know there's no going back. I feel my heart harden as I realize the depth of her betrayal. I can't allow her to drag me down with her. Just go, I say again, my voice steely. Get out of my life. The fight drains from her, and I watch as she turns, the realization of what she's lost crashing over her. I feel a mixture of anger and satisfaction as I listen to her footsteps retreating down the hall. As the door slams behind her, a heavy silence falls over the house, mingling with the ghost of the life we once shared. I stand alone, adrenaline coursing through my veins, knowing this is just the beginning. I may have lost everything I thought I knew, but I won't let her escape unscathed. This betrayal runs deeper than blood, it's a wound that will take time to heal. And I will make sure Mia pays for what she's done. I stand alone in the empty house, the silence pressing in around me. The reality of what just happened hangs in the air, thick and suffocating. I can still feel the adrenaline coursing through my veins, mingling with a sense of calm that accompanies my newfound resolve. Mia is gone, and with her departure, a sense of clarity washes over me. As I pace the living room, the weight of the day's events settles heavily on my shoulders. I need a plan. A way to ensure that Mia understands the consequences of her actions, her betrayal not just against me, but against everything we had built together. The phone buzzes on the table, breaking the stillness. I pick it up and see a text from one of my close friends, Jake. Hey man, everything okay? You seem off today. I hesitate, fingers hovering over the screen. Part of me wants to confide in him, to share the turmoil brewing within me. But another part warns me to keep this to myself, to guard my secrets tightly. Yeah, just a long day at work, I reply, forcing a casual tone. Wanna grab a drink later? I could use a good chat, Jake texts back. I consider it for a moment. A drink might help me clear my head, but I need to focus. Not tonight. I have some things to take care of, I type back. After I send the message, I turn my attention back to the task at hand. I grab a notebook from the kitchen, flipping through the blank pages until I find a fresh one. The words begin to flow as I outline my plan for revenge, each stroke of the pen cathartic. 1. Gather evidence, I need to document everything, the affair, the murder, her lies. Evidence is power, and it will ensure that Mia knows she can't just walk away from this unscathed. 2. Reach out to the victim's family, I need to let them know what happened. They deserve to know the truth, and this might serve as a catalyst for further action against Mia. 3. Expose her to our friends. If I can't have my life back, I'll make sure she loses hers too. I'll share the truth with those we were close to, ensure she has no one left to turn to. As I jot down my thoughts, the initial rush of anger transforms into a calculated sense of purpose. I will make her regret every choice she made. Suddenly, a knock at the door interrupts my thoughts. I freeze, heart racing as I glance toward the sound. Who could it be? My mind races with possibilities. I slowly approach the door, peering through the peephole. It's Mia, standing there with a look of desperation etched across her face. My heart clenches at the sight, but I quickly steel myself. She doesn't get to plead for forgiveness, she's lost that privilege. Let me in, she calls, her voice shaky. Please, just let me explain. I hesitate for a moment, the conflict within me rising to the surface. But then I remember the body, the blood, and the betrayal. Go away, Mia. I shout through the door, my voice firm and unyielding. Just hear me out. I need to talk to you, she pleads, her words thick with emotion. No. You had your chance. I bark back, a wave of anger surging through me. You need to leave me alone. Her pleas grow frantic, and I feel a pang of something akin to pity, but I quickly suppress it. I didn't kill him on purpose. It was an accident, she cries, her voice rising in pitch. You have to believe me. Believe you? I laugh bitterly. Why should I believe anything you say? You've lied to me this entire time. I made a mistake. I thought I could handle it, but it got out of control, she cries, desperation clawing at her voice. Please, just let me in. I'll tell you everything. I step back from the door, a wave of conflicting emotions washing over me. Part of me wants to open the door, to hear her side of the story, to understand. But the other part, the part that's been wronged, wants to keep the door closed, to ensure she understands the full weight of her actions. Mia, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. You made your choice when you decided to cheat on me, and then kill him. I yell back, trying to keep my voice steady despite the turmoil within. She falls silent for a moment, and I can almost feel her considering her next words. If you don't let me in, I'll have to go to the police. I'll tell them everything. They'll come after you for not reporting it. I feel my heart skip a beat at her words. The thought of her using the police as a weapon against me sends a cold chill down my spine. You wouldn't, I say, trying to mask my unease. I would. I can't go to prison for something I didn't mean to do, she replies, her tone becoming more assertive. For a moment, I consider my options. Maybe I need to play her game. If she wants to talk, then maybe I can use that to my advantage. Fine, I say, my voice low and dangerous. But you better be honest with me, or I swear I'll ruin you. She pauses, and I can see the relief wash over her face, even through the door. Thank you, she whispers. Just let me in. With a heavy sigh, I unlock the door, my heart pounding. As I swing it open, Mia steps inside, her expression a mix of fear and hope. I'll explain everything, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. I stare at her, my heart heavy with the knowledge of her betrayal. You better start talking, I say, my tone sharp. And it better be good. As she begins to recount her version of events, I listen intently, knowing that every word she says will either seal her fate or give me the leverage I need. The plan is unfolding, and I can feel the darkness creeping in, ready to consume everything in its path. The air in the room is thick with tension as Mia stands before me, the weight of her deception hanging heavily between us. She takes a deep breath, trying to gather her thoughts, but I can see the fear flickering in her eyes. Okay, just tell me everything, I urge, my voice low and dangerous. And don't even think about lying. I've had enough of your games. Mia nods, her hands trembling slightly. It started as just a fling, she says, her voice shaky. I never meant for it to go this far. I didn't know he would. He would what, Mia? Become obsessed with you? Make you feel special? I interject, my anger bubbling to the surface. You played with fire, and now it's burned everything to the ground. I know, she whispers, tears brimming in her eyes. I thought I could manage it. I thought it would be fun, but then he started asking for more. I didn't want to hurt you, but you did hurt me, I snap, cutting her off. And now he's dead because of you. Don't you get that? You took a life, Mia. You killed him. She flinches at the accusation, her eyes darting away from mine. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. We were arguing, and I just. Just what? I demand, stepping closer. Just pushed him. Just let your anger get the best of you. You think that makes this any better? Her silence is deafening, and I can feel the rage boiling within me. You're a coward, Mia. You run away from your problems instead of facing them head-on. You're no better than the scum you chose to sleep with. I was weak. I was trying to find something I felt I was missing, she cries, her voice breaking. I thought I could have both. You have to understand. Understand? I scoff. You thought you could have it all without any consequences. You made your choices, and now you're going to pay for them. As her pleas continue, I feel a dark satisfaction creeping in. This isn't just about revenge, it's about making her understand the gravity of her actions. I can't let her escape unscathed. I know how we can fix this, she suddenly says, a hint of desperation in her voice. I'll go to the police. I'll tell them it was an accident. I'll take the blame. No. I interrupt, my voice rising. You don't get to play the victim now. You don't get to manipulate me into saving your skin after you've dragged me through hell. She recoils at my words, the reality of the situation settling in. Please, just help me, she begs, her voice breaking. I'll do anything. I step back, the anger surging within me, drowning out any remnants of compassion. You think I'm going to help you after what you've done? You've betrayed me in the worst way possible. Suddenly, an idea strikes me, a wicked thought that ignites a fire within. You know what? You should go back to him. Find out what it feels like to be the one betrayed. Her eyes widen, confusion washing over her face. What do you mean? I pull out my phone, dialing a number I've been keeping close. I'm calling your lover's family, I say, my voice steady. They deserve to know the truth. I'm sure they'd love to hear how their son's life ended because of your selfishness. No, she shrieks, panic flooding her voice. You can't do that. I'll lose everything. Exactly, I say, my tone icy. Just like I've lost everything because of you. I hit the call button, watching as the realization dawns on her face. You're insane, she screams, her voice filled with panic. Please, don't do this. Too late, I reply coolly, holding the phone to my ear. As the call connects, I can feel a sense of power washing over me, the thrill of revenge pulsing through my veins. Hello? A voice answers on the other end. I take a deep breath, steadying myself. I have something you need to hear, I say, my voice laced with a calm intensity. Your son's death was not an accident. Mia's face turns pale, and I can see the horror in her eyes as she realizes the implications of my words. You're a monster, she screams, but I don't flinch. I hang up, the sound of her cries echoing in the silence that follows. Now you know what it feels like to be betrayed, I say, my voice low and steady. You'll live with this shame, and it will haunt you forever. She sinks to her knees, tears streaming down her face. Please, don't do this, she sobs. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. But you did it anyway, I reply, my heart heavy with the weight of my decisions. You chose this life, and now you'll pay the price. I turn to leave, but before I do, I look back at her one last time. Consider this a warning. I won't protect you anymore. You're on your own. As I walk out of the house, I can still hear her sobs echoing behind me. The door slams shut, a finality that leaves a chilling emptiness in its wake. I step into the night, feeling a strange mix of relief and sorrow. I've taken my revenge, but the cost weighs heavily on my conscience. Mia is lost to me now, a shadow of the woman I once loved. As I drive away, the darkness of the night envelopes me, and I realize that this isn't just the end of our relationship, it's a rebirth of sorts. I am free from the chains of betrayal, but I will forever carry the scars of her actions. And as the headlights illuminate the road ahead, I know one thing for certain: I will never look back.